Mark, it is absolutely Burnley outside. I've just asked Jordan the same question I'll ask you. Can you remember playing in conditions or managing conditions? What were the worst ones you can kind of remember?
All the time. Back then, pitches were horrendous. I can remember playing in loads of wet rain. So get on with it. It's part of football. It's winter. It's England. It rains. It's football. That's what we do. If it's too wet and we can't affect that. So we're full on, ready, prepared to play.
Did you used to quite enjoy playing?
Yeah, slide tackles, loved it.
That's what, same as me. At the weekend, got it all over the line. Felt like a well-managed game. Would you describe it that way?
Yeah, the first half take the first 10 minutes out of it, we were quite controlled. Could have possibly been further in front with a bit more care. And then second half, the weather really turned. The pitch became, I would say, close to unplayable. Another 10 minutes, we might have been struggling. So we had to manage the game. We put two big lads up there and got the ball forward, which is what we needed to do.
Matty's finish was lovely, wasn't it?
Great finish. Yeah, Matty's got great technique and great finish for him.
What was the atmosphere like on Saturday in terms of the whole pink side of things, the fundraising side of things? Was it quite different to something that you've experienced before?
I think, yeah, we spoke about this before, about raising awareness for these causes that are vital and how some people have to fight, not just for a game of football, but for their lives. And it was, that's what we spoke about before the game, about we have to fight, what these people are doing to save their lives. We're talking about a game of football, so the least we can do is fight to get 3 points. And it was a really good atmosphere and a good day, and so important that we raise awareness.
10 in a row now. Have you ever done this before as a manager?
No.
This length of run?
I don't know I'm not massive on past and records. It's a day-to-day next game for us. I know that I wouldn't have done 10, maybe 7 or 8, but not 10.
Which brings me to my next point, because the next challenge is potentially a bigger one in Gateshead. So what do we know about them as a club? Because obviously they've lost their manager fairly recently. They lost at the weekend heavily. You can't really underrate them though, can you?
No, I in my spare time, weirdly enough, I like watching them because I would say they're the best, one of the best, if not the best, pure football teams in the National League, the way they play. They're very similar to Notts County. They're pure possession, but with an end product. Take Chesterfield out of it, I would say the toughest test we could get in the National League. I watched the File game on Saturday. They lost 4-0. Could have easily won the game. They lost 2 goals in the last minute, so it made it a false scoreline. So we have done some work this week to really nail down how to cope with Gateshead, but we know that we have our strengths as well.
How do you feel this will be different to the times you met last season?
Well, hopefully we'll have 11 fit players on the pitch. I mean, we played at the end of last season, I think we had 8 players that were fit. We had players that weren't necessarily interested in playing for the club. So the score might be the same, but the intention will be totally different.
How desperate are you to get the win here at Hewish and not have to go up north on a Tuesday?
We just had a meeting with the staff that if it's 0-0 with a minute to go, one of us is going to run on and score an own goal, or we're going to ask them to do that. But we can't. I mean, touch wood. It'd be the worst thing for both clubs with the amount of games that we've got coming up. It's already a really, a really busy month, and it's something that we're not really thinking about, if I'm honest.
And I know when you and I chatted on Friday night on the sports show, we spoke a bit about the pitch.
Yeah.
With the amount of rain coming down as is, do you worry that the pitch might churn up a bit at the weekend, and what impact might that have?
Well, it's already churned up because we've had that many games. It was underwater on Saturday. It was horrendous at the end, and the groundsman Matt has somehow managed to put it back together, but it's covered. So, but we need a break in the weather for sure.
And squad-wise, how are we looking ahead of the game? Have you got any fresh injuries concerns?
So only Jamie Sendles-White is the only one. So everybody else is fit and available.
But you've got a big run of games, and like you said, you're going Saturday, Tuesday a lot. I'm guessing having a fully fit squad and being able to rotate that and use.
Yeah,
is a big thing.
there's a couple of the boys that I've spoken to in this week that are, concerned of the amount of minutes they've got, but I just said to them that you look at the fixture list, there's games coming thick and fast, and we're going to have to use the squad.